So we're going to get the world position. We're going to break out the float 3 of that. We are going to multiply. We are going to float 2, create one out of the x and y. Multiply this by something. We'll multiply it by 0. Get our texture sample. And we're going to throw our clouds into it. And we're going to multiply our clouds by our alpha. And then we're going to take this and throw it into our add. So it should not show up right now because basically we're taking the 0, 0 coordinate and that's fine. Okay, so let's see if we add a value of 1. Okay, that's what it should look like. So now let's do 0.1. Nothing. Alright, it's just totally screwed. Like something in here, like I changed this to 0, this is the material, and then nothing shows up here. Like this should be looking like that, but it doesn't. Hello, Sanacron. We're having trouble because our sky material is not saving. So it's as soon as we put this to like 0.001, this thing went straight to hell. Well, I don't really understand why this is not updating properly. Because we've got these things, so like it didn't actually save. Like I click save and it doesn't actually save. Alright. Because, you know, if I reload the asset, it's still here. I can delete this, save it, close it, open it again, and it's back. Like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do about that? It's just not saving. So the question is, why isn't it saving? Well, let's see. This is a material. Like this material editor. Save editor settings? No. Get savable objects? So this is an array of out objects, material function, parent function, out objects add, material function. Test guy material. Game dev equals hard? Game development is usually difficult because you don't really know exactly what you're trying to make. Like, you have an idea about what you're trying to make, and a lot of development in a lot of other fields is usually much more straightforward. Like, I want this storefront to be able to be read in Russian and in English, and in, British, English, and French, or whatever the hell. And we need to be able to accept credit cards and all that sort of stuff, right? Like, alright, so this original material here. Material dirty, update original material. Quest codes, find the user wants. So I'd say game development is difficult, yes. Alright, if the material has compilation issues, alright, so we're going to update the original material. Alright, so we're going to flush our shader cache, update preview, regenerate code, if material function, G warn, hit slow status, B material dirty is false. Create a material update context so we can safely update materials using this function. Current material, B recompile true. Yeah, I'm actually opening up the UTF-8, just use it. UTF-16 is only if you're working with some retarded Microsoft stuff or something else. I don't ever see any reason to use UTF-16 unless you're dealing with another library, in which case just have a good conversion and just use UTF-8 everywhere because it's just easier. Alright. Original object material. Change the original material object to the new material object. So let's see, what has this got on it? It's got a UObject base, material name. Manually copy this stuff. Pre-edit change, post-edit change, mark package as dirty. Clear the dirty flag. Build material instances, build texture streaming in slow task. Yeah, Sanacron, I'd say UTF-8. Like, the only reason for UTF-16 would be because somebody else is using UTF-16 and you have to talk to them. But the only thing I see that uses like UTF-16 is like Microsoft stuff. Everything else I really ever worked with is UTF-8 pretty much, so I have not seen a reason to go either way. So it's just been, well, pick one, and UTF-8 has been kind of the most commonly used, so it's like, well, why not just pick that one? Yeah, I mean, it's also UTF-8. I mean, it's a variable with byte encoding, so UTF-8 will use less bytes if it can. But it's not like it's, you know, UTF-8 as in UTF-8 byte width maximum. It's like UTF-8 as in there are like different codes for different characters that span multiple bytes. Build texture streaming data original material. If material function. Alright, so we're not a material function, so we're not going to do any of this stuff. So we're gonna lock the navigation. We're gonna add the original material. If deselected from the editor, if it's selected, thumbnail info, force compilation and post load. And it's calling overwrite the original material in place by constructing a new one with the same name. So it's static duplicate object material original material get outer original material get f name. Post load has been called, allow materials to be compiled. Alright, so we're just basically they've got this original object material equals original material. Original material is test guy material. So it's doing a copy of this thing, like out of the editor into the actual asset. But it's like when it does the copy, it's not actually copying, it's like failing to copy. Pre-edit change, let the material update itself if necessary. Post-edit change, mark package as dirty. Okay, so refresh editor, force particle components, update the parameter names of any child material instances, and rebuild material instance editors in slow task. So something in here is not duplicating itself. So it's probably inside of this static. Because if we close this thing, we reopen it, you know, this is still here. So if I move it on the map and hit apply, and what's the static duplicate object? So it's a material, the destination class. So it's a material. Flag mask is there. Static duplicate object EX. Alright, so get class size is greater than, source and destination class sizes differ, which is not happening. Find ref source object, static construct object internal. So duplicate root object is null. I mean, we have the duplicate root object here is null. That should not be null, that should be an object. So this thing is going to fail. Alright, duplicate root object is no longer null? Okay. Source root, destination root. Alright. Let's see. Gather default subobjects for duplication. Then serialize the object. Alright. I'm just seeing if anything fails here, because you would expect some of these things to fail if there was some sort of issue, and maybe it's not printing it out. Subobject instancing. We have a lot of sub-objects, don't we? Duplicate root object. Alright, so this constant 2 is probably what we've got here, which is the editor X and Y, last error text, no, material, test guy material function. Let's see. Outputs, 1. What is this? Expression constant underscore 2. The U object is 0.01. Yeah, this is the material expression constant, which is here, which is getting saved. Okay, so it's on the object, it's inside of the material, it's inside of the expressions, and the last thing in the expression nodes is what it is the thing that's having problems. The question is, are we running into some sort of limit for the number of expressions? Just Google it. The asset failed to save. Let's see if there's anything. I'm not finding anything in a quick Google search on any of these things, so I guess we'll just have to mess around with stuff. Alright, so I'll just get rid of that and I'll apply it. So we've duplicated this object. So let's look on this material and see if inside of its expressions we have 101. And the yeah, it's gone. So our duplicated object does actually have say it's gone. So it's not inside static duplicate object. It's in the actual save or something else. Because the expression's toast. And yeah, this is pretty boring, just messing with this stuff. Yeah, so we got the multiply in there. And that's not changing. So let's see what this guy here has got. So this is static duplicate object. Where's our call stack? We're in init editor from material. And again, it's back. It's back. Why is it back? So it somehow didn't get written to disk? Insanity. Insanity. We totally saved this object, but then we didn't save this object. The duplicated object definitely has the right stuff on it, so we duplicated it. And we set the original material to it. And then how are we supposed to save it? Out here, RF standalone, post edit change, blah blah, mark package dirty. Well, how do I save stuff in my own plugins? So the character importer tool. Prompt for checkout and save, packages to save. Like, we're supposed to mark the package as dirty. That's supposed to happen. Alright, so let's go down here, the original material. Yeah, we'll say continue on this again. I'm gonna go delete this thing, hit apply. Alright, so we've got the object, and then we've got it. Should inside of its expression, there's 101. The last thing is supposed to be the material expression multiply, which it is. So there's something inside of this which is not actually saving it, and I think it's this marked package is dirty is somehow not getting set properly. It's not actually triggering the save. Redraw all viewports is yeah, so something here is just not actually saving this thing. I don't know, maybe there's something I can do with saving an asset. So let's see, what does this marked package as dirty function do? Finds the outermost package and marks it dirty. The editor suppresses this behavior during load as is against policy. Dirty package false. Alright. Alright, it marks it dirty but has no explanation as to why. So, mark package is dirty. If it does not have any transient flags, get the outermost package. The outermost package is test kind material. The package is not null. Well, what is all this? Return true. Okay, so if it was running commandlet or is editor loading package async thread. Set dirty flag, package marked dirty flag. Notify the caller that the requested mark the package that's dirty was suppressed. Cooked for editor. Cooked packages can't be modified nor marked. So it didn't actually set it as dirty for some reason? So it's not transient. It is the test guy material. Are we running any commandlets? G is editor is true. Is editor loading package? Should be. It's not actually going to tell me which one of these is messed up, is it? So I think it definitely has something to do with this. Marking it as dirty is not actually saving this. The hell, there's moth flying around? I'll be right back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to save a different material real quick. So this is a different material, and it's returning just the same sort of stuff. It looks like marking it as dirty doesn't actually save anything. So let's see if we can actually just, inside of our material editor, force this thing to save somehow to work around this problem. So we need the packages to save. Guess we need a U package. So we just want to grab the package should be on this guy. Packages to save.add package, and we'll just try running this and see if that does it. Because I don't have to understand the problem. I just need to fix the problem. At least at this point. But it definitely has something to do with this not saving as it should. So let's see if we can force it to save. And it's probably a bug that, you never know if it's actually been fixed already on mainline for Unreal or something else, right? This seems like something pretty standard that would be caught by Epic and that they'd have a fix for. So we can probably just see if this can work around it for now. When we take the next drop of Unreal in, 16.1 or whatever, it'll just work. Alright, so this is... Yeah, what am I doing? It's .add. I forgot how to code. I was working in blueprints for, a couple days, and all of a sudden I just lost the ability to do anything productive with my life. Or maybe it's because I was out on a boat for a couple days, and because when you sleep on a boat, I don't know if you've ever gone like overnight camping or something on a boat, and it rocks and everything else, and if you stay a couple days out there or something. All right, editor file utils. We need the editor file utils. Where is the editor file utils even located? Go to declaration. Find it, you bastard. This is inside of filehelpers.h. Alright, we'll try to add that at the top of the file. If you fall asleep on a boat, sounds like you need to go again. Yeah, I'll do that later. And you get home or whatever, you get into back on land, and just like every 20 minutes or something, you just kind of experience this. Like your brain is assuming that you're probably rocking on a boat and tries to correct for that, but you're on land, so you're like, oh yeah, I'm just still washing around. You're like, but you're sitting in a chair. So it's pretty funny. All right, we just needed to include filehelpers.h, and let's run it up there and see if it actually saves now. Alright, so we'll see if we can actually do this. Let's go open up our thing, and let's see if we can actually save it. So we are going to prompt for checkout and save. Our packages to save has got our package. No, it didn't do it. It didn't save. I mean, it saved, but it didn't save. So let's see. Never save compiled in packages? Packages to save.num. Alright, so already checked out is true. Final save list equals packages not needing checked out. So we have the test guy material. It's supposed to do it. Let's see if the uObject. Saving test contents guy, test guy material. Save status is 1. Okay. I guess that's probably... No, yes, so it's yes, okay. Well, crazy, so it totally saved the package and all that, but the package was not what we thought it would be? original material. Oh man, this is frustrating. Why can't we save? I just want to save a damn material. Alright, what if I duplicate the material? And can I edit it then? No, I can't. I can't edit it if I duplicate the material. So it's something with our material that just, it doesn't save. You just can't do it. Whoa, okay. That was a crash. Let's just remove all of our code there. And we're just going to continue debugging this to mess with stuff because I can't save the damn material. Like, how insane is that? How absolutely insane. You added a constant. No. You added one constant too many. I'm sorry. But you straight up, you made a mistake. So it's literally like that the original material thing here is not, it's not setting it in, it would basically be that the material is not getting set inside the asset library. Like we're not actually saving, like what happens with this is Unreal has all these assets checked out in memory. And to actually save them to disk is a different thing than to save them to the asset library. So like when you close this and reopen this from the asset library, you don't actually reload it from disk if it's already been loaded, as far as I understand. It'll actually figure stuff out for you. Where is this? Texture, input texture is... Material expression called compile texture without implementing the material expression get reference texture. So this is failed to find texture clouds in reference list of size 4. What? Like I deleted the texture sampler node and then the material is starting to crash. It's like, wait, what is going on here? Stupid. Let's see. So yeah, this whole thing, if I delete any of that, it just crashes. Great, that's amazing. So it just freaks the fuck out. Is it because the clouds don't exist? No, clouds are over there. So this material is just somehow busted. And I wonder if there's anything that we can even do about that. Like if I delete all these, and also this node here, and then I save it, it works. Okay, so Alright. So we have this add in here. Let's see if we can do a texture sample. We'll just do a few things. We have 97 instructions. Maybe it's an instruction count issue. You know? So maybe if we just do like a few more instructions here. Then we can trigger this thing to freak out on us. Get world position from float 2 to float 3. Break out float 2. Let's see. So that's 101 instructions. Okay, so it doesn't have anything to do with the number of instructions. Great. Amazing. It's not helpful. Breakout float 2. This is absolute world position. Let's see, breakout float 3. And we'll just pass in create float 2. It's a make float 2. Alright, well, it's actually grabbing it. Alright, so we're going to multiply by a number here. Multiplying by 1. And then we need to do another multiply over here by our alpha. Alright, let's make sure this actually saves. Well, it did. Alright, so we need to multiply this. Alright. See if we can multiply this out by like 0.1. So according to our material preview and everything else, it's supposed to look like this, but in the game it looks like nothing is being applied. So if we preview these nodes, so let me just try slotting this node straight into the output. Doesn't look like anything. I guess our world position were scaled way up or something. Yeah, it's a very small number. Alright, so let's take another look here and see if we can get these clouds working, because maybe it has something to do with these clouds. Maybe, you know, the texture sampler with clouds. Alright, so we slot the cloud in there and we hit apply. And clouds aren't working. Maybe these need to be HDR. Error. Okay, now we have an actual error. Sampler type is linear color, should be color. Yeah, and this is the same stuff we've had before with the material getting all angry. Okay, so this is starting to look better. Alright, so we want these clouds to be a little bit bigger. Alright, so let's multiply these clouds by a constant here. So we can make these clouds like super bright. And we can, you know, basically do stuff like that. Make them way too bright. We can make them not bright at all. These clouds look awful. I should grab some actual clouds. Alright, Evo Streams. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you have a good one. I should get some actual clouds, shouldn't I? Like, the clouds that these guys snag is this texture. Looks like this. Versus like this. So maybe I just need better clouds. Is there a way that I can do that real quick? Like there's a render cloud sort of thing here. Let's see if there's anything we can actually do with it. Well, the only thing that really we have an issue with. So what was happening with earlier is basically the texture sampler was screwed up. So there's that. What I think I need to do is I need to grab our object radius and I need to divide our object. Like this is, we're taking our absolute world position and should we divide our object radius by it? So basically like, because what's happening is we want this preview to look like the other one nicely. So if we divide by our object radius, then what should happen is when we scale our object up, it looks the same, right? Theory unfounded.